very blessed Emerald Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. And all that means, if you're not familiar, is that I've helped hundreds of people on their health and happiness journey. And oh, what a blessing it has been. I'm so grateful to have this knowledge, to be able to share, and to welcome you guys to the call today. I have invited a couple of Rockstar team members to share today with us on the reasons why we plexus as healthcare professionals. We have been educated about a very important layer of our health and well-being that a lot of times, I will speak and raise my hand, I was not given the credit to or given the attention to paying attention and having a good regimen to be able to address my gut health. And I was suffering in silence, or not really in silence. I didn't understand the relationship. So what I was doing was going from specialist to specialist. I had accepted that I was going to be chronically fatigued. It was okay to be tired because I wear all the hats. Like many of us, a parent, a spouse, a career woman working outside or inside the home, wearing all the things in the community, a volunteer. I just decided over 40, this is my new normal, right? Until my sister, Dr. Adrienne Williams, encouraged me to look again at plexus. The first time, like years and years ago, I learned about plexus, but I thought it was just about weight loss. And I walked away from the answer to a lot of things that I was managing. I walked away from the answer. And so now that I'm back, Dr. Williams, my dentist, encouraged me to look at fungal overgrowth, look at candidiasis, look at dysbiosis, and we'll talk about all those words later as we go on, but to look at how it was affecting my overall health. And once I did and found a very, very high quality product line with plexus, I was able to get freedom from a lot of the things I had decided were normal for me. As a pharmacist, I'm very intrigued, very fascinated by the science behind gut health, and so excited to share some different perspectives tonight. So without further ado, I am going to introduce our resident certified, I'm going to see if I can get it right, certified family nurse practitioner, Janine DeBone, who will share with us why she plexus, tell us where you practice, your background, and then your journey with plexus.
All right. Thank you so much for inviting me to speak tonight and share. My name, like she said, my name is Janine Dabon. I am a super excited Senior Gold Ambassador with Plexus. And I actually reside right outside of New Orleans in Metairie. So I still claim New Orleans. Thank you very much. And I am a family nurse practitioner. I've been practicing for the past 7 years here. And before that, I was a registered nurse for many, many years. So I was thinking about what I was going to say tonight. And I said, oh my goodness, I've been in medicine for almost 20 years. Gee whiz. And so it's been a long time. It doesn't feel like that though. And I do have one daughter who is 11 years old. And I actually run a employee wellness clinic here in New Orleans through Tulane University. And we actually have expanded to 2 now. And so I get in my day-to-day to speak to people about health and wellness. So this is right up my alley and straight to my heart in helping people, just improve their overall health. And so I was introduced to Plexus almost a year ago now, which I cannot believe, June 30th of last year. Dr. Sylvia Jones, who is a retired dentist in Houston, reached out to me and sent me a little flyer and said, hey, tune in. And I was like, what is this? Because as a medical person, I'm very skeptical. I'll just tell you that right now. And so I immediately, the funniest part of it all, I was on the Better Business Bureau. I'm like looking it up. And I was really intrigued and excited because as Dr. Davis said there, In nursing school, I had one nutrition class, which I didn't even like. So I don't even know how much I heard. And then in my graduate program, we focused, and as I think about this, we focused so much on chronic disease, and we focused so much on the dis-ease part versus the wellness part. And so I was really intrigued by that. And so when she invited, I think I was invited a second time, because the first time I was like, and the second time I said, let me take a listen, because I believe in resources and I wanted to hear what Plexus was all about. And the more I heard about it, and I will tell you now, it's even integrated into my practice, how I take care of my patients, what I talk about with their health and with their wellness. And so for me, when I started my journey, I initially felt like I had a history of high blood pressure, a history of high cholesterol, and those two things prompted me to start working on my weight and things like that. And I was thinking, I started tacking on medication, and I was like, what's going on here? So I decided, to seek help. And the interesting thing is, when I went to my doctor, he was like, are you working on your weight? And I was kind of like, no, not at the time, I wasn't. And as he threatened me with cholesterol medication, I was like, well, okay, I need to start taking this seriously. And so when I was introduced to Plexus, I was already on my journey to weight loss and had lost about 44 pounds. And so the interesting thing that occurred was I actually found that I began to sleep better. I'd suffered a lot. And so the weight piece for me wasn't as a big of a deal as the mental health piece. And so I found all of a sudden, and as Dr. Davis said, I had accepted poor sleep habits. Like I just couldn't sleep at night. Had a lot of anxiety that I took medication for in the past, and was going back to that and forth and trying to not take it and this and that. And I promise you, felt like it was an overnight thing. All of a sudden, I started sleeping really well. My anxiety issues that I had seemed like they just started to fade to black, if that's the best way to describe it. And I started mentally feeling better. And so my biggest success story is the improvement in my mental health, I have to say. And I'd be remiss not to mention my unexpected blessing, because I promise you, I had no thoughts of Plexus as a business whatsoever. I just was ordering some supplements from this company that my friend told me about, and I was intrigued about it. But I'm super excited to share about health, because I want people to live their best life. So it's just innate in me to want to share. And so I shared and shared and shared. And at that time, I just enrolled my daughter in a private school, didn't know how I was going to pay for it, but I was praying to the Lord, he was going to make a way. And I got a check from Plexus, and I was like, well, what's this check? And then the check covered my daughter's tuition. And I was like, praise the Lord. And so ever since then, I have just shared and shared and shared. And tonight I'm excited that you guys allowed me to share just a little bit. And I feel like it's a glimpse, because the community, there's ladies on here that I've never met a day in my life, but I feel like we've known each other forever just across the airwaves, and the community is just amazing. And so I ask you tonight to really listen with open ears and an open heart to what we have to share. Thank you.
Thank you, Janine. I appreciate your story so much, because it is transparent, and it's dark skeptical, like a lot of us, especially healthcare providers, because it's like, okay, do they have the clinical studies? Do they have, like, I had all the questions. Dr. Williams did too. My sister, she's like, well, I have to research. So we found the research. We understood more about the importance of having enough good gut bacteria. Who knew? And I'll talk a little bit more about that a little bit later. But before we move on, Janine, I wanted you to talk briefly about the wins that you've seen with your daughter.
I left that out. That's another, well, I'll say that's another unexpected blessing, because we did start this as a team, and she didn't know it. And I was like, take this. She's like, I don't like it. I'm like, take it anyway. So we did we started with the vitamins. And so she was really not into it at first, but then guess what happened? She suffered with chronic constipation. And when I say chronic constipation, meaning admission to the hospital, chronic constipation. And I was like, I'm a medical person. How did I let this happen? But with that said, she's in the hospital, NG2, all the 9 yards for chronic constipation. And when she started drinking the kids' microbiome and actually taking the vitamins, I noticed that she was coming home and going to the bathroom. And I was like, why are you spending so much time in the bathroom? She's like, oh, I'm going. And then I said, what do you mean? She's like, I'm not bloated anymore. I don't feel full all the time. And I never did she ever say she felt like that. And so that's when I think you start to accept something as a norm. And so ever since then, she's not had any problems with going to the bathroom. And I got to tell you, that to me, I should have said that because that was one of the most amazing things, because we went to her doctor for her annual, and you know how they review all the things. And so she's like, what's going on with this constipation? Do you need me to refill your Miralax again? And I went, no. And she's like, what? Huh? And she's like, I told her about Plexus and my daughter. She was like, well, what is that? And I started telling her, and she couldn't believe it, because if I tell you, this is the poop talk. We have done enemas, we have done suppositories, so nothing was working. And then we went to the Miralax, and there's a whole speech about Miralax. So that's what I was giving her. It seemed to work. And then in comes Plexus. We do this as a team, and now she is going to the bathroom with no problem. So I'm super blessed that I was introduced to Plexus for that piece too.
Yes, Janine, thank you so much. It never gets old hearing expected and unexpected blessings. You have to meet people. We've learned to meet people where they are, and tread lightly, but it's a game changer, for a lot of different reasons. And so you'll see people on our team, you'll see people on socials talking about the pink drink, talking about Plexus, talking about gut health. You hear more and more about insulin resistance. I mean, all these things are just such a blessing to be able to share with you guys. So I'm going to be quiet, and I am going to introduce Dr. Corey Cooper. And she is a pharmacist, a doctor of pharmacy. We call each other pharmacisters. And I am so excited to be able to hear from her. Thank you so much for joining us, and take it away, Dr. Cooper.
Hello, everyone. And y'all have caught me fresh after a workout. So I'm so forgive all this, but that's the beauty of being able to do a Plexus business. And that's what really gets me excited. And that's what that's the testimony I want to share with you tonight. So I am Dr. Corey Cooper. I am a pharmacist and a Gold Ambassador with Plexus, and very excited to share my testimony with you around the idea of using Plexus as an opportunity to start living the life that you thought you were going to get when you went into your careers, and when you chose to do these different things that when you were in school, they told you this is the way, this is the only way to do it. And in actuality, once you actually get into your career and you get into doing your business and getting into doing your job, it's like a mirage, right? It's like all those things they promised you. That's not exactly what it feels like. You're working long hours. You are getting up early, getting the kids to school. You're doing all the things, whether you have a partner or not. You are taking care of home. You're taking care of everybody at work. You're coming home. You're getting dinner on the table. You're cleaning the house. You're doing all the things like we do as women. We take care of everyone else except for ourselves, and you forget about you. And in the process of that, you sacrifice your health, and you sacrifice the joy that you had in pursuing your career and pursuing your work and doing the things that you thought you loved to do. And so for me, that's where Plexus has been the game changer. I I'm married, I have a little boy, and I was working. I've done a lot of things in pharmacy. So I started my career in practice. So I managed diabetes patients. I managed diabetes patients for 16 years, over to industry where I'm now a medical lead. To do all those things meant a lot of travel, a lot of late nights, seeing patients back to back, you know, sacrificing getting my workout in. So I was able to do that to come here to talk to you tonight. Not being able to be the kind of parent that I wanted to be because I just couldn't be airplanes and do all that and still show up for my family. Like, oh, you must love your job. This is great. And I'm like, well, yeah, I love what I get to do to help people, but I sacrifice a lot to be able to do that. So there's nothing like building something for yourself and then being able to share that with other people. There is so much power in the message that we can share in the Black community in particular. So in communities of color, around the idea of being able to have health and wealth. And those are the types of things that we're doing in this Plexus community. And for me, that has been what is so important and what has been life changing is not only am I able to prioritize the things that are most important to me, prioritize my family, prioritize being the kind of mom that I want to be. I'm able to still fulfill the parts of my career that I love to be able to help people, to be able to educate, to be able to motivate and help people take ownership of their health. We default to letting a healthcare provider do it, and we take the prescriptions, we take the medications, and we feel powerless in that, like we can't do anything except whatever they offer to us. There is so much power in what you can do for yourself. There is so much power in how you can heal yourself with supplements, with nutrition, and just nourishing your body. Nourishing your body doesn't just mean, taking the supplements. What we talk about in this community is an entire lifestyle. It's your spiritual health, it's your mental health, it's your physical health. It is all of those things. And and by being in this community, we're empowering every single aspect of your life so that you're living life fully and you're not compartmentalizing and saying, this is my health, this is my job. This, like, we live in these boxes. And that has been the biggest blessing to me, is to be able to continue to develop myself and then be able to see others be successful in their health, in addition to in addition to enjoying the community and enjoying the benefits of Plexus financially. So the journey that you get when you take these supplements is so much more than your health. It is a holistic approach to your entire lifestyle. It is the most integrative way to nourish your body. And I'm just thankful to be a part of the community, and I am happy to be here, in particular, not sharing about products that work. So it's not just about taking supplements, because there's other supplements that we know are out there, but these are supplements that work. So I can get excited about sharing it because not only is it working, I can actually reap the benefits in my community and my personal development and all those things. So that's the stuff that gets me excited about Plexus, and I hope that you are excited too, and excited what Plexus can do for you.
Yes, Dr. Cooper. Before I move on, I am going to ask a follow-up question. You just said a lot of different things. I love how you said default, right? Because that is what we have time to do. Who has time to figure out, plant-based lifestyle? Who has time to, people make time for what's important to them, and I get it, but a lot of times we just default to what we know, what's easier. So I love the way that you put that, and then you use also the word integrative. Can you talk about that, because this is what I love about your way of practicing. Tell about your fitness, your yoga practice, and then integrative nutrition, I believe it is.
Yeah, it's that's one thing I learned. So in my own personal journey, I I'm a pharmacist, so I was trained in traditional medicine. And at one point, I felt like traditional medicine failed me. So I was doing all the things I was, I was exercising, I was doing all the things I thought I was supposed to do from a traditional medicine perspective. And then I got pregnant and I had my first pregnancy. I was so excited. Twin girls. I did everything I was supposed to do in that pregnancy, and it didn't work out. I delivered them. Unfortunately, they were delivered too early, and so they only stayed with me for a short time. And no, and Western medicine didn't help me. They didn't help me to understand how that happened. They didn't help me to understand, um, how I was supposed to heal my body and move beyond that. They wanted to give me hormones and pills and things to figure out. So I have polycystic ovarian syndrome. So polycystic ovarian syndrome is it has a lot of different characteristics, but the main thing, and it's not the same in everybody, but the main thing is insulin resistance. And insulin resistance might look like maybe hard to lose weight, um, different changes in blood sugar. So some people with polycystic ovarian syndrome or PCOS have, have diabetes, or like especially during pregnancy have gestational diabetes. That wasn't my experience, but my experience was I had more than 10 cysts. And so that was the main thing that helped to diagnose me, was I had more than 10 cysts. And then I also had hair in places I didn't want to have hair. So those were the two characteristics that allowed me to be diagnosed. And I was actually told by Western medicine I did not have PCOS. And I was like, no, I really think I do. I need someone to do an ultrasound. But they wouldn't do it because I had no other symptoms. And so I then turned to Eastern medicine. So I studied Chinese medicine. I went to acupuncture. I went to the school for integrative nutrition. I also did a nutritious life certification, and I delved into yoga. And all of those different experiences helped to cultivate what I like to share with people around understanding how the foods that we eat, the way that we allow our external environment to impact our daily lives, to impact our mind, to even the way that we allow stress to take over our lives. We make decisions around um, our like what someone else wants us to do as opposed to what we want to do. We allow work to drive to email us at 10 p.m. and we're still responding. We don't set boundaries. And those are the things that I learned when I had my successful pregnancy. I followed Eastern medicine and integrative medicine, and to make that happen. So for me, when I bring in plant-based supplements, it's aligned to not just taking the supplements, but you're really taking on this entire lifestyle and a holistic approach to how you care for your body and how you care for your mind.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm just blown away. I've, I've I recently met Dr. Cooper, and I felt like in love with her immediately, just for the passion around wellness and just having that science, just being able to talk the science talk with her, and being a mom, being a Black woman in America. I mean, all the things. So now you guys know why. Thank you so much, Dr. Cooper. Um, it's a good segue. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm not going to take up a lot of time because we can be on here just for ever. But I'm going to see if I can pull up the symptom slide, because she touched on a couple of things, and I just want to review, because sometimes people get off of the call and they go, "Oh well, I don't have PCOS. I don't have constipation. I don't need to lose weight. I don't think I need it." Okay, so let me show you a symptom slide. I'm sorry, I'm getting all excited. Let's see. Where is it? PowerPoint. Here we go. I'm just gonna grab this real quick. Okay, so y'all give me a thumbs up if you can see it. Okay. Do you deal with any of these symptoms regularly? Janine and Dr. Cooper touched on some of these. I did as well. These are signs of chronic candidiasis or yeast overgrowth, and commonly can cause dysbiosis, which is the overgrowth of bad bacteria, not having the right amount of a good bacteria and having too much bad. So we should have 80% good bacteria, 20% bad. There is a role for bad bacteria and yeast in our bodies, but it is not. It works against us when we have too much of it. So dysbiosis is not having the right balance of good and bad microbes in a certain area. It can show up symptoms like what you see on the screen: lack of concentration, mood swings, increased irritability, high anxiety, memory problems, ADD, hyperactivity, brain fog, indecisiveness, sense of floating. Raise your hand if you had blamed yourself for all of these issues or what you weren't doing or weren't able to do. That was me. Now I know that when you have a concentrated effort to keep that bad bacteria in check, it's allowing your body to respond in a more balanced way. It's balancing out a lot, keeping your blood sugars in a healthy range with Plexus Slim and Triplex. That keeping that blood sugar balance is pivotal in your overall health. It helps to keep inflammation down when you don't have as much bad bacteria, when you have enough good. I mean, it's attached to, or it's involved in the process of the gut-brain axis. Having the right amount of good bacteria is helping to ensure your body is producing the right amount of mood boosting hormones. I never understood that. As a pharmacist, I thought it was just receptor modulation. I didn't understand it. I thought it was all in the brain. I didn't understand it's a bidirectional relationship with what the brain is telling the gut and the gut is telling the brain. So when I understood and saw a lot of people, or my friends, my community, testimonies from plant-based supplements with Plexus, helping people to get off of medications, then of course I call myself the unpharmacist. I'm all for it because people are looking for solutions. And who knew that it was all wrapped up in our gut? All disease starts in the gut. We know that, but having a very viable, real life, tangible, easy regimen to keep that up, this is game changing. So chronic fatigue, if you look at the first symptom, the row of symptoms: weight gain, increased belly fat, bulimia, indigestion, bloating, gas, IBS. A lot of those symptoms make sense. And you go, oh, well, I have bad gut health, I must have these GI only symptoms, right? But I'm here to tell you, and we're here to talk briefly about how some of this can manifest if you are not making sure that you have the right amount of good bacteria versus bad bacteria, and how that inflammation can affect other parts of your body. So leaky gut syndrome, if you've ever heard of it, it is a real thing. It is where the integrity of your gut lining is compromised, and you see the things that can aggravate that: stress, toxins, what the air we breathe, what we're putting on our skin, all plays into a toxic environment. And a lot of times we try to control it. Sometimes, we don't do as good a job as we could for multiple reasons. Food particles, drugs, pathogens, and organ malfunction all play into the integrity, or negatively impacting the gut lining. That causes GI inflammation. It causes things to leak out that shouldn't. And how does our body respond? Our body's primary goal is to protect itself, right? It's not to lose weight. It's not, so primarily it's going to attack the things that are foreign to it: toxins, etc. The not so foods that we eat and feed our kids, the GMOs and all of the things that aren't real whole foods, processed foods. So that leads to food intolerances, immune system issues, autoimmunity. So that's why we're seeing more of a prevalence of autoimmune diseases with no origin. They don't know, a lot of times why it's happening. But I guarantee you, now that I know the importance of gut health, how it's playing into recovery. And with proper supplementation with Plexus, we can heal our gut lining and get rid of the leaky gut. And then that's when we see our thriving, our wellness, our overall health flourishing instead of just trying to survive. I'm going to stop my screen share and talk a little bit about products briefly. So I mentioned Plexus Triplex. Plexus Triplex is the 3 gut health products that Plexus offers for gut health, right? So why does it work? How does it work? What is Triplex? Triplex are 3 products that help to balance out your gut. The Slim is the pink drink you've heard about, all the rave. It does have, it is sweetened with stevia, so it's a natural sweetener. It doesn't have any artificial sweeteners, artificial colors, none of our products. It has chromium that keeps your blood sugar balanced in a healthy range. It has alpha lipoic acid, that's for cell integrity and turnover, cleaning out the bad stuff. You also have prebiotic fibers. Why do we need that? What is a prebiotic? I thought all I needed was a probiotic. That's what I thought. Prebiotic is the food for probiotics. It helps to keep it alive and well and thriving. So the food for bad bacteria or candida is sugar. So if you have an overgrowth of bad bacteria, guess what you crave? You have a sweet tooth. You crave carbs, you crave sugar. What happens when you intake a lot of sugar and carbs and you're not as active and you don't use it as energy? Well, it turns to fat. It's stored as fat, right? But that sugar keeps feeding that dysbiosis, keeps feeding that bad bacteria. And then you're left thinking, oh, I just don't have willpower. Well, with Slim, you get your willpower back, your cravings change, your good gut bacteria is being fed. We have 2 different Slims. One is a hunger control, and that just means that it has a bulk forming fiber. So it makes you feel fuller. So it's not a stimulant. It's not something extra in there that helps, curb your appetite. It is a bulk forming fiber. So kind of like they're marketing Metamucil and over-the-counter fiber supplements now as weight management, but that's the premise. So you drink it 20 to 30 minutes before your meal. You feel fuller, so you make better food choices. You have portion control, so that's how it works. If you don't have weight loss as a goal, then you would go with the microbiome activating Slim, and that is a different type of fiber. It's not bulk forming, so it should not cause you to lose weight. So with consistent use of the pink drink, you can drink it once a day or twice a day. If weight loss is the goal, I recommend twice a day. And I feel like I'm leaving beetroot extract. Did I say that? Beetroot extract is highly anti-inflammatory. So then you're getting that daily dose of anti-inflammation, and it's working with keeping your blood sugars in a healthy range. So you can see where this is a good replacement, a good addition to any regimen, but a good replacement from something that you might be drinking consistently, like sodas that's working against you, coffee with a lot of sugar and et cetera, and things like that. So that's Slim. ProBio 5, Charmin is gonna hold it up. ProBio 5 is our stellar probiotic. Let me tell you why it's different. The technology that Plexus uses in the probiotic is a freeze-dry technology. That means it gets to your gut, it's planted, it gets to the site of action. So you're not going to see so many billion, trillion CFUs of bacteria in our product because it is bioavailable. So we don't need to empirically just throw things in there and hope they stick. These are freeze-dry so they get to the gut. It also has digestive enzyme, help to break down the hard outer shell of bad bacteria. And it also has an antifungal component. So that is working for you in 3 different ways. And that's what makes ProBio 5 stellar. All probiotics are not created equal. And now that I know that, I feel confident in recommending this product above all else. BioCleanse is the magnesium supplement with vitamin C and bioflavonoids. So it's helping to oxygenate your cells, oxygenate your gut environment, helping to fill in magnesium deficiency, which can show up in a lot of different ways. Some people attach it solely to constipation. Oh, well, I need magnesium because I'm constipated, but it doesn't stop there. Some people that suffer with migraine headaches, with muscle cramps, imbalanced heart rate, things like that. It could be a magnesium deficiency, and having a magnesium supplement quality that is bioavailable with vitamin C just helps to adjust your pH. It helps to just get in there and get all of the bad things out. It helps your regularity. It helps a natural detox process. Is this a laxative? No. Will you be married to the bathroom when you get started on the products? Hopefully not, because it is a very natural detox. You want to do something every day that's getting that bad stuff out. The probiotic is helping to kill that bad bacteria. The Slim is helping to feed the good bacteria, so you can see where the three work together. Are they good separate? Can I just get Slim? Absolutely. But together, that's the science. That's why it's just a game changer 3-product combo. Now, for everybody, some people aren't ready to detox. Some people aren't ready to heal their gut. Some people aren't ready to understand. Well, some people don't understand, like I did, that I don't have to have antibiotics and steroids and shots and to manage my sinuses. Since being on Plexus, I basically use my regimen, and it helps to sustain me, and I have not had to manage those prescriptively. So I'm excited. There are a line. I was saying that I was going somewhere with that, and now I know where. Plexus, these are the cornerstone gut health products, but we also have a nutritional line that just recently launched, Immune Plus, which is a stellar product to support our immune systems. And then we also have a weight management line. As you balance out your gut and heal your leaky gut, you will notice that you would lose inches, you will look thinner, you will feel lighter, you will start to lose pounds if your body needs to balance out everything. But sometimes it takes a while, because it takes about 90 days, 60 to 90 days to see maximum benefits of being on the gut health regimen. And then so we have stellar weight loss and weight management products to add to that again further solidifies the science behind what we're doing. There is not a magic pill. It is, like Dr. Cooper said, it's consistency. It's layering. It's focusing on mind, body, spirit, all of the things. So I'm going to hand it over to Dr. Tiffany Wilson, who is our resident doctor of education, and she is going to talk about how you get started and this opportunity.
Thank you, Rachel. Good evening, everybody. As Rachel mentioned, my name is Dr. Tiffany Wilson, and we're excited to have you on the call with us tonight. So you heard a lot of great information, and we're excited for you to join this journey with us. So you may be asking, like, how do I get started? Well, the person that invited you to this call is going to contact you as soon as we finish. So please do not ghost them or not answer the phone, because they want to know your health goals. And in knowing your health goals, that will help us determine what is the best way for you to get started. We have multiple ways for you to actually get started. We don't believe in people paying full price. If there's a discount available, we got it for you. So that is why it's so important for you to answer that phone, because we have some discount codes, and right now our welcome packs are on sale. So you can save $10. We have 2 different price levels on our welcome packs. We have a $109, which includes about 3 products. And then we have welcome packs that are $209 that include about 6 to 8 products. So again, depending on your health goals, they can help you determine which is best for you. Once we figured that out, we do have additional discount codes of 10% off. Those 109 packages are an additional $10 off. Those 209 packages are $20 off. So we got some major savings going on here today. So like I said, when they call, do not ghost them, because we know that you're ready and excited to join us on this journey. Also, we love to share that Plexus has a awesome way of helping others help others. So you have the opportunity to grab a couple of friends and invite them on this journey with you. It's so much easier when you do it with others, because we need that accountability, right? So go grab 3 friends. And this month, if you grab 3 friends to join this journey with you, you can get almost $400 back in referral bonuses, y'all. Who wants to leave $400 on the table? That's your products paid for 2 times over. So I would say go grab them. Let's get you started and let's just enjoy this journey. So anybody have any questions, please let us know.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Tiffany Wilson. As you can tell, we're all very excited about our health wins, and we are definitely a wealth of knowledge about the products, about the business. So if you have any questions, I want to just close out by saying I don't see any questions in the chat, Shante. Just make sure that okay. Like Tiffany said, the person who invited you to the call will get with you. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to put them in the chat or unmute yourself. We are going to thank you, Dr. Cooper. Thank you, Rockstar Janine, for sharing and being transparent and helping us to see the science, why we as healthcare professionals back the products and the wins that we've had so far. So I appreciate everybody for being on the call. Thank you so much. I will hang back just for a little bit. If you have any questions, or if you want to just chit chat, I'll stay on. But I appreciate you guys, and you have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. Great call.
Thank